All right. This joint press briefing regarding the awareness of Biafra exit from Nigeria, which diplomat Gunter, whom I believe that Chukwokika Biama have touched his heart at this point in time to take it upon himself to be propagating about Biafra, because him coming in to propagate or to create awareness about Biafra and the disintegration of Nigeria, which he, in his phrase or in his words, he refers Nigeria as ex-Nigeria, is divine. Is divine because at this particular point in time, he made himself available to be used by Chukwokika Biama to see that the people of the book, being the Biafrans, exit from Nigeria. Exit from Nigeria because Nigeria have really dealt with us, and Nigeria keep dealing with us. The more we remain in Nigeria, the more everything about us diminishes. The more everything that has to do with Biafra or has to do with Igbos gets into oblivion. Nigeria is delaying Biafrans. Nigeria is delaying Igbos from attaining their full potential. That's the honest truth. The kind of life we are living in Nigeria is not even, that kind of life is even making our chi to be angry with us, because originally that was not what he designed for we, the ancient people, Ndibo. That's not what he designed. That is not the kind of life he designed for us to live from ab initio. That is why creator that is why creator is angry with us. He's angry with us. If sometimes I just look around ourselves as a people, I look around ourselves as a people, I will discover that both our traditional rulers, everything that has to do with our culture, everything that has to do with our tradition, they are being bastardized. They are being bastardized. And the custodian of all this culture, custodian of our culture, they are practically doing not even, they are even doing the worst. So sad. So sad. Over here, you will listen to their conversation. Very interesting conversation about Biafra. And I know that is why I urge Biafrans to whatever tweet Gunter make, retweet it in his comment section. Engage in his comment section, because there are international diplomats who are following him, who are following his tweets. Tell your story, tell our story there in his comment section. You don't know who will read it and join the awareness. You don't know who will go through his comment section and see what you write that will cut his mind to say, no, I have to step in. I have to step in to propagate for the freedom of these people. To propagate for their freedom. We need awareness now. You know? And when there are people who will put mouth in a thing, that thing will become easy. Some people will say, yes, our freedom, like, one thing I discovered with some Biafrans is that the way we process information, the way we reason, some of us, the way they reason, man, their reasoning is somehow pathetic. They have low acumen. Some will say, nobody will give us Biafra. Now we go give ourselves Biafra. Don't see, that thing is pure blatant lie. Don't let anybody deceive you now that we are the people that will give ourselves freedom. Now lie. Don't let anybody deceive you. There is no country on this planet Earth that became free only on their own, solely on their own. It's not possible. Like I asked the guy, I said, you say we are the, because one thing I discovered in this Biafra is that the level of wickedness, the level of hate we have among ourselves is mind-blowing. So long as this person is not the person you like, whatever the person is doing, whatever positive moves the person is making, man, you cannot see it as anything. Rather, you will try to see if you can twist narrative. You will try to see if you can turn everything upside down to whose advantage, because you feel that this person is not the person you like. I believe you may hear person will like. I believe by age of freedom, because to you people, you don't like Oge. Oge is criminal. Oge is that. Even when he made a positive move on things of Biafra, it's rubbish. It's a lie. It's not true. When you are seeing it, because it's not the person like this Gunter now is not the person you are like that is engaging him, or both of them are talking about Biafra. Since it's Oge, it's of no use. The same thing most of you accused people following DOS and DOS member when Simon was here. The same thing you people accuse them of is what you are doing now. What you accuse them is what we are doing now. Is this not height of hypocrisy? Is this not height of hypocrisy? Eh? Because it's not person you want that is having a discussion about Biafra with diplomat Gunter. That is why it's of no use. That is why you want to let us know that we cannot get Biafra through this means. You have declared Biafra now. Have you gotten the Biafra? Is it not nations that will recognize you? Is it not nation that will table your matter in UN and said, you all have been seeing how Palestine, even the late Buhari, has spoke in UN floor that it's high time Palestine should be recognized as a nation. You all see how Britain have placed support on recognition of Palestine as an independent state. You know watch am now? The reason why it has not yet stand is because America, who has the veto power, have not said so in UN. They say the American destiny is equal to Armenia, known as a Titokan. You have declared Biafra. You have conducted a referendum. Are you now a free nation? Is it not people that will table your matter in UN and said, these people, they are due to be a nation? Recognition will start coming. Yeah? Recognition will start coming. State of Israel, how did the state of Israel emerge as a nation? Is it not by recognition in UN? I don't know why you guys are deceiving yourselves. The level of hatred people fighting for Biafra have among themselves, they don't have that hatred to Nigeria. They don't have that hatred to Fulani. They don't have that hatred to Britain. But if you see the level of hatred they have among themselves is so stinking, you'll be asking yourself, why do I even engage? What am I even doing with this kind of people? The hate is so glaring. The hate is so mind-blowing. The hate. You need the likes of this Gunter, foreign diplomats, both in Africa, in Asia, to start talking about you, so that one will present it in the floor of the UN to say these people, they buy them in the 60s, they are still buying them, and they are qualified to be a nation. I am moving a motion that Biafra should be recognized as an independent state. Independent state, making it 60 something of, or 65 or 64 of African listing, is somebody that will present your case in the floor before you will be recognized. If you think that is by this thing we are doing on ground zero, by shooting, by doing this one, you know, go walk like that, we'll go shoot them a tire. Somebody from you present a nation, or a high diplomat will present our case in UN floor, in UN Congress, so that other nations will say, okay, I am pledging support. I am supporting. Before you know it, if we have overwhelming support in UN will have no option than to say, okay, Nigeria, how are you going to partition? How are you going to share the treasury of Nigeria so that these people will be on their own? That is how it's done. If you like, make we shoot with Nigeria from now till tomorrow. If we shoot, we don't have an independent nation or a high-profile diplomat that will present our case in UN. Man, we are just wasting our time. No this and no peace. Don't let anybody deceive you. That they said your destiny, your freedom is in your hand means you got to do something. You got to do something. That is the meaning of that word. Your freedom is in your hand. You cannot fall down. You have to do something. You have to engage diplomats. You have to engage the right people who will speak for you where it matters. Being UN, where it matters. Who deceives no one, who deceive one. Who will hate. Will hate, ne deceive one on social media, in WhatsApp groups. Who will hate, ne deceive one. Nations have fought for freedom and got it. We know how they pursued it and got it. Biafra's own case will not be different. You need diplomat, world-class diplomat. You need a nation that will table your case in UN. Tell the UN and the members of UN, look at what you are going through in the hands of Nigeria. Look at how they are buying you. And from all indications, you have met the criteria to be a nation. On this motion, I am moving a motion for Nigeria, for Biafra to be an independent state. Once you move that motion, people whom you have lobbied, people whom you have approached will say, okay, I am supporting. That is how it is being done. If you think we are giving our men on ground everything to be engaging Nigeria, whereas this thing, Eboku na galono na UN. Eboku na galono na UN. We don't have somebody who will be there. We don't have a high-profile diplomat who will be there to present our case. We don't have a nation who will be there to present our case for UN, for what to look into it. If you like, let's give our men on ground zero everything. There will be a time they will get tired. The most important thing is when they are engaging Nigeria, the diplomats are doing the work in UN. We have nations who have our interests at heart, who will be doing the work for us in UN. If we don't have anybody doing this work for us in UN, presenting our case in UN, our men on ground zero who are engaging Nigeria will get tired. Everything is supposed to balance. Everything is supposed to balance. Here we say balance. So that we will get what we want. wuru nchoncho envy na tinye n'ime pocket na onwe hebe oji azu eje wuru envy na onu nwere hate ya when ya tinye n'ime pocket. Do the right thing if you want Biafra. If you want Biafra, do the right thing. Put your hate inside your pocket if you want Biafra. Let Martin Nandekane said, if you know whatever you can do to bring Biafra, that if you even see somebody who could do himself, he go free and make him do and say, don't tire him. Say broadcasting, don't tire him. If you see anybody who could do him well, he will give that person support. Na tayari onwo na amusu chino na emi he Biafra wuru ase wuru blackmail na wo unu jina aja blackmailing jina aja. The energy you guys are spending in attacking each other, you don't even spend it in attacking your oppressor. Una they spend that energy in attacking your oppressor. No na WhatsApp group una na eri onwo na amusu sino nemi he Biafra. Epita na social media na eri onwo na amosu sino nemi he Biafra. Meru ni ye nke eme. Rubbish.
Prime Minister, I'm happy that you joined our show, and please can you present us to the European and international audience the case of the Biafra Republic, and first of all yourself, your position and your call for freedom, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gunter, and thanks for what you're doing for humanity, especially for Biafra. My name is Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere. I'm the current acting Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile. I'm a freedom fighter, advocating for the freedom of my people, Biafran Christians from Nigeria, because they have been persecuted. They have been for decades now. They have been marginalized, butchered by this Islamic jihadist terrorists that collude with the Nigerian terrorist state. Why we call them terrorist state? Because they colluded with the terrorists and they arm the terrorists. So my goal is to fight to free the people of Biafra. The people of Biafra deserve to live. The people of Biafra have the right to live in their God-given land. And, what happened in 1967 to 1970, we don't want that to happen again. So that's the reason why I have chosen this cause to fight for the people of Biafra and for the freedom of Biafra and for humanity. Thank you, Mr. Gunter. Thank you very much.
Mr. Prime Minister, thanks a lot. Tell us a little bit about 67, because I have already started on my tweets to apologize for the genocide and the lack of international support for the Biafran people. But what exactly happened in 50 years ago during the genocide against your people, and what were the positions of the world, and describe it a little bit for our international audience?
Thank you very much. Before the genocidal war that started 1967 to 1970, there have been onslaught, killing of Biafran Christians. And the Islamic jihadists, they have their father, Osman Fodio, in 1806. He made it clear that their goal is to Islamize the Biafran people, is to kill the Biafran people and take their land from them. Their goal is to change the Biafran people from the God they worship, Jehovah, they are Christians, to Islam. After the amalgamation, why the Biafran people, they come in good faith because they can coexist. It don't matter your religion, we are good people. And, we try to coexist, to work with the North, not knowing they have an agenda. And the agenda is to overrun us, is to Islamize us, is to terrorize us and take over our land and turn us to Islam, which we are not, compatible, but we try the best we can. So little do we know, they start waging war right after the 1914 amalgamation. Gradually, at first, they act like everything is okay, like we can coexist. So there's too much killing in the northern part of the ex-Nigeria, just like what is happening today. All over the news, we find out that the leader of the free world, President J. Trump from United States of America, have designated Nigeria a country of particular concern. Exactly what is happening today is what is happening before 1967. Killing of Biafran Christians in the north, killing of Biafran Christians all over Nigeria. Then that's the reason why our leader then, Ojukwu, now declared Biafra. And before then, he tried to see if there's anyhow we can solve this problem and have a regional government, which the East will govern, have their own region, govern themselves under the same federation. Why the North and the Southwest, the Southeast, and after a meeting in Ghana, in Aburi Accord, then when our leader then, Ojukwu, get back to Biafra land, a call came across to Gowon, which, championed the cause of Nigeria then, that he disagreed with the agreement at Aburi Accord. The agreement at Aburi
Mr. Prime
Accord.
Minister, not to be too complicated, because many of the international audience, they don't know the case of Biafra so well. So I would like to explain. It goes back to the British imperialism and the way the British have built one country, this Nigeria, together. They forced all the nations to live together. And from the beginning, the Christians from Biafra, they were suppressed and always a minority, which was under the sword of the other centralist government. And so they were suppressed from the beginning. And then in 1967, Biafra declared independence. And then there was this big starvation campaign and the boycott of Biafra, which led to a genocide, and millions of Biafran had to die. And I'm apologizing for the neglect of the West, and we didn't help you. I'm very deeply sorry for that. And then you had to live again in the Nigerian state. And today again, your nation, the Christians, are facing prosecution in Nigeria. And President Trump has now somehow torn the international attention on the issue of the Christians in Biafra. You are now the acting prime minister. Tell me what you want to achieve.
Our goal and what we want to achieve is to exit Nigeria, of which we went to Finland 2024, Latin Finland. We redeclare Biafra. Over 50 million Biafra cast their vote to exit Nigeria because we found out we are not compatible. We try everything to make it work. Biafrans are Christians.
You have declared already independence.
Yes, we redeclare Biafra in December 2nd in Latin Finland.
And there was 15 million people declaring for Biafra.
Over 50 million voted. And we have delegates all over the world that convert in Finland, of which 517 delegates. 517 delegates cast their vote to solidify the count and to ratify the vote of over 50 million to exit Nigeria. So our goal is to have our separate nation, Biafra.
I fully support Biafra Republic and freedom and ex-Nigeria, but there are representatives from Nigeria going to American media, like, for example, Tucker Carlson, and then they say there is no genocide in Nigeria. The Christians are just living fine in Nigeria. And then there are reports where every day 8 Christians are killed in Nigeria. Mr. Prime Minister, what's the truth? Are you the victim of a genocide or not?
The truth is that it's all over the media, and we have some investigators that have been on ground in that Nigeria. There is a genocide, and there is a war going in Biafra land as I'm speaking. The Nigerian state have waged war upon the Biafrans to make sure they crush the Biafran people because we resist that we must be free. Tucker Carlson, I do watch him a lot. I respect him, but I don't believe he have been in that region. So the fact is that there is a genocide. So for years they're trying to, sweep it under the rug. The fact is there is a genocide, and it's still ongoing. It hasn't stopped yet. That is the fact.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, when some of them say that there is no genocide, you reject it. It's clearly that the Christians are prosecuted in Nigeria and that you are a victim of a state-sponsored campaign against Biafra and against the Christians in Nigeria.
That is actually correct.
Very good. Mr. Prime Minister, so you want to have independence and lead your nation towards freedom. What's your plan of action in terms of convincing the international community that your country is a working country, that your country will be successful, and that you are ready to be a full part of the international community? And what kind of country you want to lead? Will you join the West, or will you align with Russia or China?
Biafran people are pro-Western. Biafran people are Christian. And the word meaning of Boko Haram is that they reject the Western education. We align ourselves with the West, especially United States of America, the leader of the free world. Just a few days ago, an article came out from the Russia Republic saying that they are monitoring what is unfolding in Nigeria